this broadcast with breaking news that has given happiness to several badminton fans across the country. Let's take a look. All right, a big news coming in. India has created history in badminton as Lakshya Sen, Kidambi Shrikant, Satvik and Chirag led India to its first ever Thomas Cup win in over 7 decades. India beat defending champions and 14-time winners 3-0 to win the Thomas Cup. We're talking about Indonesia here. The 14-time winners, Indonesia, were beaten by India 3-0 to clinch the gold in Thomas Cup. Over 7 decades, and this victory has come after 70 years. Now, Sports Ministry has announced 1 crore cash reward for Team India, and various celebrities and sports persons have tweeted, have reacted on this stunning feat. I'm joined by Anjali Bhagwat on the broadcast. Anjali, thank you so much for making time and speaking to Mirror Now. This is a huge victory, Super Sunday for Team India. What is your first reaction on this?
Of course, oh my God, was the first reaction after seeing the victory. They are really an incredible victory. We have created a history. A 14-time winner, and that to 3-0 we have beaten. Hats off to all the boys. They played so well, and the way they bounced back was really motivating for all the newcomers. I mean, the whole sports fraternity, Indian sports fraternity, is so happy and so proud of all the boys.
Right. Anjali, I want to understand, you have won so many medals for India, and you know, this victory is being equated to an Olympic-size victory. And you know, India have beaten none other than 14-time champions Indonesia. From your experience as well, how does it feel to defeat somebody who's been there for 14 years, a champion of 14 years, and you know, especially when somebody's being seen as an underdog, and then you go and clinch that gold medal? What is that feeling like?
Oh, it's super feeling. You know, when you really beat a champion, you are already of that stature, and that's so motivating. And when you are really in the play, when you are in action, and you know that you are winning, that excitement, and along with that excitement and anxiety, you have to really control your mind and, you know, focus your mind on your technique, on your play. And at the end, when you win, you really feel that all the efforts, all the hard work and sacrifices you have put in are worth it. And you feel so proud on top of the world. I mean, it's very difficult to express in words.
Yes, and you know, gradually, if I may add to this, that what we have seen is in the recent past, Indian badminton has had some remarkable moments. Do you also agree that with this victory, this is another feather in the cap as far as our badminton campaign in all formats is concerned?
Absolutely. We have Olympic medals from Saina, from PV, who's a multiple Olympic winner, and now this additional victory in their feather. So, of course, the whole badminton association and all the badminton players must be very proud. And this is the way we promote event in our society. This is the way we attract the newcomers to have a good participation. When you have a good participation, you have a tough domestic field, and that tough domestic field eventually gives you good champions in this event. So this was very, very important competition, very, very important victory for India.
All right, Anjali Bhagwat, it's a pleasure speaking to you. So we were speaking to Olympian shooter Anjali Bhagwat on this stunning show by Team India. India have won their maiden gold. India have won their maiden Thomas Cup in over 7 decades. I'm joined by Gaurav Gupta of Times of India. Gaurav, thank you for joining us. Well, everybody is elated. The reactions that are pouring in, that goes on to show the scale of this victory. This goes on to show, you know, the extent of this magnificent victory of Team India by beating 14-time champions Indonesia. Your first reaction?
Absolutely amazing, unbelievable, but also believable considering how our shuttlers have been performing in the past few years, but we've had more success from our, women's shuttlers compared to the male shuttlers. You've had Olympic medals coming in from our female shuttlers. For something like this to be achieved by our male shuttlers is absolutely amazing. It's a fabulous achievement. It's just something that is perhaps comparable to India's, World Cup '83 victory, which is pretty much celebrated every now and then. This achievement also needs to be celebrated like that, because it is indeed a phenomenal achievement to be beating Indonesia, the likes of Indonesia, Denmark in the semi-final. These are tough opponents, and to go all the way and to dominate the way like we did in the final is unbelievable. We have won 3-0. We have won both our singles matches, and then we have also our doubles pair was on the ball. It's an immensely day to be proud and happy for India's sports fans, let alone badminton fans, and considering the pall of gloom that had sort of enveloped the India's cricket fans in the morning, considering the untimely death of Andrew Simons. This has come as a huge flood of happiness. This has provided to India's sports fans, because this is indeed a tremendous achievement, and I hope we build on this, and we see a few medals coming from our male shuttlers in the 24 Paris Olympics 2 years down the line.
Right. Gaurav, as you rightly said that, we've had some remarkable moments as far as our shuttlers are concerned, and Indian badminton's campaign has also grown exponentially. And you've given some names as well, while it's Saina Nehwal or PV Sindhu, and the men's team also performing really, really well. When we talk about beating somebody who've been 14-time champions and breaking that monopoly, demolishing that royalty in the world of sports, what does it mean? Now, what will this development mean for Indian badminton team?
I think it has been now proved that it's not a good thing to not take us seriously. We are a proper badminton power now, if not a superpower. We're a formidable power, and I don't think we can be taken lightly in Thomas or Uber Cups. Our players are right there amongst the top 10, top 15, and this augurs well for Indian badminton. Let's not forget the contribution of our chief coach Pulela Gopichand here, who's won titles in his All England title and the top badminton titles in his time as well. So he's the one who shepherded this lot. A lot of these guys have trained at his academy. I think HS Pranoy being one, and also for a change, we have an excellent doubles team, as Gopi recently pointed out. We have an excellent doubles team now in the men's section, which is augurs pretty well. So going forward, I think I see a lot of development happening in this. This should spur a revolution, a badminton revolution in the country like never before, building on what Saina and Sindhu achieved. So there should be a lot of investment in this sport. Clearly, we can do well in it, at the world level. We can do very well. We can perhaps top it for a few years. So going forward, I think we need to sort of focus our energies on badminton and ensure that this is not a one-off. This is our first title ever in Thomas Cup. It's the first time we reached the semi-finals, I think, since '79. It's the first time we reached the final, and now we need to build on this, and we need to ensure that we remain, from here we go on to become a badminton superpower, like how China was perhaps at one point in time.
All right. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for those insights. And what an incredible feat by Team India. This is the ultimate badminton title. India have demolished the royalty, the monopoly in the world of badminton by winning the Maiden Thomas Cup. And they have beaten none other than the champions, 14-time champions, Indonesia, to win this title. I'm joined by Mr. Satish Mishra, who's a sports journalist on the broadcast. Mr. Mishra, thank you for joining us on the broadcast. We're having a super Sunday here. Team India have achieved an incredible feat. They have won their maiden Thomas Cup in over 7 decades, and they have beaten none other than the champions Indonesia 3-0.
Yes, that's the biggest victory in a cricket. The way 1983 World Cup was the turning point for India. In the same way, the way Prakash Padukone had won All India England. These are the two milestones which had turned the game all the way. For sport, they have created a sports history. In the same way, Thomas Cup victory will be a biggest booster for badminton is concerned. So I really appreciate and the way they won with a thumping majority 3-0 and beaten the 14-time champion Indonesia. That's creditable. And I'll tell you definitely this will be a turning point for Indian badminton.
Absolutely. And look at the team. We are talking about men shuttlers, Kidambi Shrikant, Satvik Sairaj, Chirag Shetty, Lakshya Sen and HS Pranoy. A lot of people say that for the longest time, the badminton scenario was controlled or say headlined by, women shuttlers like Saina Nehwal, PV Sindhu. And this moment has actually given the men shuttlers, this beautiful moment to be in the headlines. And a lot of experts have said that they were extremely talented, but underrated. Do you agree with this?
I tell you, the way the tournament started, nobody had given India a single chance. But the way, under the profile of Saina Nehwal and Sindhu, these boys were, the way they were progressing, nobody was giving that much, that push which men deserves. But the way these guys have turn the table, it will be definitely a joint booster now for ladies and boys both. So there are good details for Indian badminton.
All right. Thank you so much, Satish Mishra, for joining us on Mirror Now. And what a welcome thing you said at the moment that this is going to be the best time for Indian badminton. I'm joined by Dinesh Khanna, who's a former badminton player himself. So thank you so much for making time and speaking to Mirror Now. Today is a day where India has scripted history. After 70 years, we've managed to win a first gold medal in Thomas Cup and we've defeated 14-time champions Indonesia. How do you view this development?
I think, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are. Please go ahead.
But Thomas Cup is the biggest team title that any badminton team can hope to win. It is the official, as it is called, the and therefore there is no badminton title, team title, bigger than this. And I think our team has played as a unit. They have our singles and doubles. Doubles, which was historically a slighter, weaker link, has proved that they are there along with the best. They have beaten one of the best pairs, Satvik Sairaj and Raneke Reddy.
All right. Okay.
Lakshya Sen gave a great start to the Indian team. Young Lakshya Sen, who had won a bronze medal in the World Championship. In fact, I would say that our three players had done very well in the World Championship, which was held in 2021. K. Sirikant had won a silver medal. Lakshya Sen a bronze medal, and HS Pranoy had reached the quarterfinals. So we had a strong singles quartet. And then it was Chirag Shetty and Satvik Sairaj who have been doing very well in the Super Series tournaments. Okay. But some of the matches, they have been losing some close matches. But we found that in the Thomas Cup, they really played their best and they won very crucial and critical matches. In fact, if we talk about the finals, Lakshya Sen draw the first blood by winning the first singles, which was it's when you're playing a team championship and team championship final of the highest level and highest order. It is not only the skill of the game, it is as much your nerve and temperament which matter. And young Lakshya Sen, at 20-year young Lakshya Sen, demonstrated it to the hilt. And thereafter, it was followed by the men's doubles, which was so crucial for us. And after losing the first game, our pair was down 17, which was point for the Indonesian. And from there, they pulled back. That shows their determination, their grit, and their self-confidence to get back. And of course, K. Srikanth played a superb game. He outclassed Jonathan Princey, who is the reigning Asian Games champion of 2018. And he played a superb game and gave us an unassailable lead of and the tie at 3-0.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to me. Now, I'm also joined by Uday Pawar, who's former badminton player. Mr. Pawar, thank you for making time and speaking to Mirror Now. We are speaking to you on a day when Team India have a scripted history. We are talking about Thomas Cup. Your first reaction on this?
Well, it is certainly the greatest achievement for Indian badminton in the history of Indian badminton. To win the world team title is something special. The manner in which we beat top teams like Malaysia, Denmark, and wiped out Indonesia, strong team like Indonesia 3-0, speaks volumes about the kind of team we have right now. And one of my students who was playing Chirag along with Satvik, perhaps, played a huge role because Indonesia is especially strong in doubles. And we were expected to do better in singles. But after winning the doubles, I think the entire team was feeling confident of themselves. And to beat Indonesia 3-0 in the finals of the Thomas Cup is definitely the greatest day for Indian badminton that we have seen.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Pawar, for making time and speaking to Mirror Now. I'm also joined by Neeraj Mishra, who's ex-badminton player. Mr. Mishra, thank you for speaking to us. Your first reaction to this magnificent victory by Team India?
This is a very pride day for all of us as the Indian. We have won first time this Thomas Cup in 73 years, and that too without losing a match in the finals. Our crucial match was between Lakshya and Michael Christie because he was a higher ranked player than Lakshya. And Indonesians were very good in doubles. So the moment we won the singles, and today Chirag has played a superb game by negotiating Sukamalio, who was a doubles one of the finest deceptive player in the world. So after winning these two, we were comfortable, and then Srikanth Kidambi has gone back to his old form and he played superbly to clinch the series 3-0. We are all proud of our Indian badminton team.
Indeed, indeed, we are all proud of Team India, and what a show. And the biggest achievement here is that India were up against a team, like Indonesia, that has been reigning champion for 14 times. These are 14-time champions, Indonesia.
Yes, and the tournament, the player of the tournament, this is Chirag Sen and Satvik Ranki Reddy. They are the player of the entire tournament.
Absolutely, and it's a great moment for all Indians today. Thank you so much, sir, for speaking to us and sharing your views on this big development. So the big news is that India have become champions of Thomas Cup. This is the biggest badminton team title in this category, and after beating 14-time champions Indonesia after 70 years. This is a title that India have clinched after 7 decades. It's a big victory. It means a lot to India's badminton campaign. On that note, we'll slip into a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be back.